We're live.
Live again.
What's up, Downtown Hope?
Hey, Downtown Hope, it's Joey.
I'm David. We got a special guest today, too, by the way. The man, the myth, the legend. I won't tell you his name, but if you read the description, you'll know who he is.
And I'm
We're
gonna do
excited.
I'm gonna do a drum roll before we bring him in.
All right.
Well,
Pretty awesome.
we're so happy to have you join us. This is the DH Download, which is a weekly update for Downtown Hope. And Downtown Hope is a movement of people in the city of Annapolis. We're on the east coast of the U.S. And we are people who are being continually transformed by the incredible grace of God found in the person of Jesus. And we have been brought into a new life in Him, as imperfect as we are. We're living in that new life. He's working that new life out in us. And we have a vision to see our communities, our families, our neighborhoods, our world changed. And if you are part of this church, we're so thankful to have you with us. It's one of the
Absolutely.
greatest joys of our lives to serve and to be with you. We have an incredible team, incredible community of people. These downloads weekly, just as a reminder, include a word of encouragement, a roundup of things happening across our church. And then we interview a special guest today just to see how Jesus is transforming lives. That's our vision, is gospel transformation. And so we want to keep just telling stories about how that's happening. So, hey, if you consider Downtown Hope your church home, please subscribe to this on iTunes. And we want to just encourage you to listen to it weekly so you don't miss out on what's happening. We can stay on the same page as a church. And if you live in the Annapolis area and you're not connected with the church family, or you're interested in engaging, but maybe you have questions about Jesus or his message, we'd love to talk to you, to get to know you, process with you, and invite you to join in the amazing things that are happening through Downtown Hope. So you can do that on our homepage by clicking the link called Get Connected, or you could also just email Judy, who's on point, Judy Farrell. Her email address is judy@downtownhope.org. So each week, just want to share a little word of encouragement. And as many of you know, this Sunday, we're beginning a new series called Leaping the Stall. We're going to take 2 weeks and just look at one verse, Malachi
Joey,
chapter 4, verse 2.
say that again. What's the series? I mean, this is like huge. New series.
Yeah,
Give
new
me
series
an
is called,
introduction.
Leaping the Stall. So so we're thinking about, what does it mean as we're opening back up here, as we're coming through a season of challenges in many ways. And as we're going to talk about this Sunday, what does healing look like? What does healing through trauma look like? The passage, the verse is Malachi 2:4. But for you who,
14.
sorry, 4:2. But for you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness shall rise with healing in its wings. And then week 2, we're going to talk about the second part of the verse. You shall go out leaping like calves from the stall. And so healing week 1, joy week 2. And how does that translate into our lives in this moment we find ourselves in? And then, we do these Real Talk series in between our book series. And so the third week after that, we're going to be jumping into a series called Into the Wild through the summer in the book of Numbers. So we'd love for you to join in. But, it just kind of my heart and just what I wanted to share today for us as we prepare for this new series, as we are in the process of coming through, still very much in a global pandemic, thinking about those who've been physically impacted, who are connected with people who have died from COVID, people who are suffering financially, who've lost their jobs. I think about the community at Tyler Heights and many of the communities in our city. Oh, I was gone and now I'm back. People who are really struggling with the impact of COVID. And then I think about just this last week and, the horrific murder of George Floyd in Minnesota, and the way that is just impacting our nation right now. And besides all these things, you might be going through personal challenges. And so we are a people, and it's part of the effects of sin in the world, that are continually in need of healing. And so where does healing come from? And what does healing look like for us? And so I want to just challenge you this week to really consider your own story, your own life, the things in your life, the small things, the big things, the paper cuts, the deep wounds, the areas of your life where you could just take a moment and ask the Spirit of God to surface in you. Where are the areas that you're in need of healing, and that we're in need of healing as a community and as a nation? And we're really praying that these next couple weeks will be, the Lord will use the truth of His Word as a healing agent in our lives, and that we might emerge, with that beautiful picture of young calves leaping out of the stall. Just want to remind you, we have a great resource called The Daily that is for you to abide and grow in your relationship with Christ. It comes in email Monday through Friday. You can sign up on our website. And as we say each week, our team is available, our ministry team, our elder team, to care for you, to come alongside of you. If you've been impacted financially, we have a wonderful benevolence team who would love to support in any way. Mikey Brewer heads up our prayer team. He'd love to get any prayer requests out confidential to him, or he could share it with the team as well, or set up a personal time of prayer. And we just are here to support you in this season. So we love you. And with that, I want to hand it to my partner for good. I was going to say my partner in crime, but I'm going to say my partner for good in the name of Jesus. Yeah.
Amen.
Tag. Boom.
Thanks, Joey. Again, just our hearts go out to this body, and just knowing that we're going through a lot. What a comfort it is to find truth in the Scripture. So if you were able to join us last week, Joey shared from Matthew chapter 28 on the Great Commission, and he highlighted, it resonated, just the opportunity we have to really saturate our culture with the truth that comes from God Himself. And so that's an encouragement to us. As Joey said, we're living in a very broken world, as is obvious, but that by all that we're seeing that's taken place. And so might we be a people that can step in and saturate the culture with the truth of Jesus Christ. So each week, we're going to continue for now to meet online, Sundays at 10 o'clock. And so that's on our DH homepage. You'll see a link for gathering online. We also have a YouTube page where that is being streamed and premiered. And so I want to encourage you to stay in the know. And so subscribe to these various channels, like our Instagram, follow us on Instagram. Obviously, we have a Facebook page. We have content on our website, but you could also subscribe to our YouTube page to hear what's going on and to see what's taking place. We value community, and so our community groups are continuing to meet on a pretty consistent rhythm. So Jacob Springer is leading that effort, and so if you want to connect in, let us know. Always email us at info@downtownhope.org. We are equipping our parents to disciple their children well, and so I'm so grateful for Aaron Godwin and Shannon, who are leading and serving our body and equipping. And so each week there is content for parents to show their children. So that information is put up weekly on the webpage and also available on our YouTube stream. And then our students, our underground ministry is continuing to meet each week. There's things going on. Sometimes the guys meet up during the week and the ladies may meet up on the week, but on Sunday they come together as a group and meet up on our DH Hangouts. And have great news that I'm excited to share. I'll give you a glimpse of it. We've brought on someone to lead and to partner with our student leaders, but Colin Savage is going to be our new student director. And so he's going to be serving alongside of our team as it relates to leading our students. And so you'll be hearing from him soon. This coming Sunday at our Gavin, we'll introduce him to the body. And next week in our DH Download, Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, we'll bring him on so you can hear from him. So parents, get excited as we look to deepen and impact the lives of our youngsters with the truth of Jesus Christ. Also mission, we're not just a church that's inwardly focused. We have a lot of activity, especially going on now. And so Joey mentioned something on Sunday about a house-to-house cohort that's going to meet on Sunday morning. So Joey, I'm going to call it audible. If you give a quick snippet of what you're asking the body to jump in and how they can get involved in that.
Yeah. So, out of Jesus's commission in Matthew 28, we're called as believers to make disciples of the nations. And so we've developed and adapted a really simple training for you if you have friends or neighbors who have become curious about Jesus, about his message, about your life, about faith, of what it looks like to walk with them to discover the gospel. And so that's going to be 9 to 9:45 on Sunday mornings. It's going to be a Zoom call, and we'd love to have you or anybody you know join us. You can just fill out the form on our homepage. and then we'll send you the Zoom link. And that is just a way we're continuing to equip our body to live out the life and the love and the gospel of Jesus.
Awesome. So again, if you're looking for opportunities to serve as well, on our homepage, there's a button on the homepage that says volunteer during COVID. We have a lot taking place through our Love Annapolis initiative or rhythm of missions, if you will, Love Annapolis. And so we have activity taking place at Tyler Heights Elementary School with Kathy Metzger and a team leading out in this pop-up pantry. We have a pop-up pantry in Allen Apartments, and Janice Keating and the team is serving there. There's a need for groceries, for deliveries, for a lot of help. And so please, we're desperately, if I may say, looking for people to jump in and help serve in those ways. And we have information on that on our homepage where, I want to volunteer during COVID. There's a big need to serve our neighbors in Allen Apartments, as well as our mentorship program. If you remember our advocacy program, we're implementing it in the Robinwood community, and there's a team ready and willing to serve. And so we want to invite and challenge our body to not just be on behind the screen watching what's taking place, but to get involved. And so there's a lot of opportunities for you to get involved. And all this information we're putting out on our website, and we're also emailing it out. And so if you have not yet received an email from us, let us know. We have a weekly that goes out on Thursdays. And so email us at info@downtownhope if you're not getting that. We want to make sure you stay in the know. And so, friends, I'm excited. We have a brother in the Lord who took time out of his busy day, and you'll see that he's a man that wears many hats, and I mean that literally.
I'm gonna do a drum roll.
If you've seen him on our streams, he often has a hat on, but today he has a unique hat. So with that, drum roll, please. We have June Sim with us. How you doing, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
All right, so we're so excited to have you. You're a man that wears many hats, and so thankful for the way you serve our body, leading out in the area of music, leading us to worship the Lord through various ways, specifically in this context through song. So thanks for joining us. I'm sure the body is excited to hear from you. So if you could you tell us, we have this vision of seeing gospel transformation. Could you tell us maybe a way you've seen people's lives or seen communities being transformed by the gospel through what you're doing in your area of ministry?
Absolutely. I mean, right now in this circumstance, and I just feel a strong and weird, in a good way, right, piece about the areas of ministry and then the way it's impacting the body. And also it's the community that the ministry is built upon, which helps some community that, they're able to just, persevere under this time and being able to just check on each other and, encouraging one another without having to feel of any, guilt or pressure or any type of social pressure. It's just, it just feel the strong peace about, everything. And then also each individual goes on to their own life and impacting the way they're being impacted by the community called Downtown Hope and the music ministry. So that's what I'll definitely share with you guys. So
that's awesome.
That's cool.
That's awesome. So what's your approach? What's been your approach to worship through song and music in the midst of the pandemic? We've been doing this now for several weeks. So what's been your approach?
Yeah, I mean, I specifically go by 3 scriptures that I stick to right now under the circumstances. One of them is John 10:27. Jesus talks about my sheep hears my voice. I know them and they follow me. And that's, establishing where the validation and voice is coming from. And then we need to, as a sheep, in not only one, but the community, sheep as a community, you're following his voice, not any other, noise or any type of, misleading information. So that's the one foundation I go off by whenever I pick the songs or curate. And number 2 is Isaiah 45:3. It says, I'll give you a hidden treasure, riches, a store in a secret place, so that you may know that I am the Lord. And this is exactly where it put us in a perspective where we're going through that, walk, one step at a time, so that we know that the Lord is the God that we, who gives us that, treasure that is hidden. So with that, and also the last piece to this is that, trying to highlight the sense of community, where the Hebrew 10:25 talks about, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some, but encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. So that highlights us as, hey, look after one another. Songs like Good Grace, or so for me it's about songs of encouragement, songs of deliverance, and those the songs that in highlighting the faithfulness of God, and also that highlights community as together we walk through this. So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but that's what it comes to my mind. So
absolutely, no, that's great. Yeah. So how can our body, how can those listening, those watching, how can we be praying for you in your area of ministry?
Absolutely. One is that the grace. Sometimes we're very hesitant to give ourselves, grace, allow ourselves in, swim in the, sea grace, and just because of the fact that we're going through this, very stressful time, and we don't think about how, the grace of God is, always the, foundation we, always operate off of, and then, nothing that can, stand in between us and the grace of God. So I'll ask that the grace of that is built upon the love of Christ will be the first, and also endurance and perseverance. There's a lot of hardships and sufferings that are out there, and I do know that the different name of suffering is a hope. Because suffering leads to character. Character leads to perseverance, and then character, and then and hope, according to Romans 5. So even though we're all as a community feeling the a hard suffering. However, it is right before the something hopeful is about to come surface. So that's what I'll my prayer for myself and for the ministry and community altogether. So
that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. You sound like a preacher. Might have to give you more than a few minutes to share. Lastly, what's the next step? There are some people perhaps say, I want to get involved in this particular area of ministry. So what's a good next step for anyone considering jumping in and helping to serve in your area of oversight?
Right. The music ministry and worship ministry, we're looking for a lot of volunteers, even though under this certain circumstance, we always, first step I would say is get involved and reach out and be part of community. How do we do that? Is right now, this pandemic makes it very, very simple. Just send me an email or send Downtown Hope by info.downtownhope.org email saying, hey, I'm really interested in being part of this. And we always start and incubate our potential prospective volunteers with that, and then after that we start working together as a team, and then we give everybody opportunity to now give tasks and get involved. So I would say just simply just reach out via text and email, and there will be the first step, and then I'll get anybody and everybody to get hold of it and get you guys connected and plugged in. So
awesome.
Beautiful. Hold on, I'm back. I got to share this story before we go, David.
Go for it.
All right. So probably a few months back, maybe well over a year ago now, actually, June, I sent June a text, and I said, I said, hey, I'm it was on my day off or something. I said, I'm about to take a nap. And he sent me a text back, and this is what the text said: "Have a greasy nap. Have a greasy nap." And thank you, spell check, right? He meant to say have a great nap, but it spell checked it to greasy. And so ever since then, we have used this word grease as an adjective for anything that is cool, anything that is spot on, anything that is fun, anything that is just great. And so this is the grease team right here. The grease team in full effect.
There you go.
That's right.
Cool.
So
That's
anytime
right.
you hear us
That's
use that
right.
word, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And you can feel free to use that and steal that. You can just start calling things greasy. And
And I'm pushing for Joy's Joy and Will both to be named Greasy.
Awesome, guys.
So we'll see what happens.
Cool.
all right. Well, hey, Downtown Hope, it's great being with you. We love you a lot, and can't wait to gather with you on Sunday. And then we'll see you back here next Tuesday.
All right, guys.
Have a great day. Peace.
Take it easy.
See you guys.
Peace.